And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today we are continuing with the MSQ. I've took a little bit of a break, needed to think things over. I still stand by my feelings based off of the last little leg of the MSQ, and it just... Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll be continuing on my summoner for a little bit of change. Since we're coming up on Moonfire Fair, I thought I'd change my garb to something a little more summery. It is supposed to be summer vacation. Lots of summer, not very much vacation. And you could say it's a working vacation, but I don't get the relaxing part. I mean, so far, the few times I've actually had some time to relax, you know, it's not been relaxing, or Wuklamot's just interrupted my break time. I mean, to essentially throw, not a tantrum, but to just be really, really annoying. Oh well, time to go into Yak'Tel. The leap to Yak'Tel. Alphino seems eager to review your journey thus far. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well, as do I, on this foggy morning or day or whatever. Now that we have refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Zoraldra and Kona have completed every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Wuklamot would be equal with them, but for Bakul Jaja's thievery, which has left us 1 short. That conniving braggart didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof, and wreaked havoc with the feat havoc for the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. You may think he can simply steal what he needs to win, but he is sorely mistaken. I will be taking back what is mine, this I swear. We already know this, Wuklamot, but good focus. Eye on the prize. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakul Jaja's unleashing of the Legomanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may find ourselves being forced to take from one another. I can't say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. Good resolve. She seems to be improving. Let's see if it holds true, though. I'm not very hopeful about that. The last 2 keystones we require are those of the Lay of her Past and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between the Mamulja and the Jabral in the forests of Yak'Tel, specifically near a village called Ikbrax. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me in when I was a baby. Where the Lay of Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga, it is said that a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eorzea has a similar tale. The explorer Ketenram befriended a 2-headed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Terval. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least that is the commonly held belief. Your two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa. Oh my goodness, would you please stop calling your father Papa? I mean, I get that it's kind of a term of endearment, but it makes you sound too immature. Which, as somebody looking to be a ruler, this is not a good, like, you gotta show a lot more maturity with that. So this Ketenram fellow must have come to Tuliyola. But Tuliyola didn't exist, didn't it? But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built. Yeah, thank you, Aaronville. Vestiges of Yak'Tel architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said autarch, didn't you? Then Keteran must have met the Dawn servant in Mamuk. Mamuk, is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamulja's homeland. It too lies in Yak'Tel, not far from Ikbarax. Yeah. Then all things considered, Yak'Tel seems the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by dirigible. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. We're riding on one of Kona's balloons? They can't be worse than the ships, can they? Usually no. Usually no. Okay, then we need to go to the airship, the dirigible landing. I'm so used to saying airship. It'll be fine, just fine. How exciting! The design of Terali dirigibles intrigues me. I must note how they perform compared to Eosine airships. They look very... I mean, it's a hot... Basically, it's a hot air balloon, by the looks of it. And, it looks highly reminiscent of, the Ixal airship. I'm getting distinct Ixali airship vibe. But less mechanical. At least on the outside. For as much as I wish we could ignore him, but Koljaja is a real threat. We can't afford to let our guard down. We're going to be fighting him at some point in a solo duty, but probably given the game's cast with the Alphino and Ishtola solo duties, solo-ish in case of Ishtola, it's probably going to be Wuklamak, because otherwise why is she a claimant? Yak'Tel, with the Yak'Tel dreamt of the Golden City. Trials just focused on the Golden City. Ready to leave when you are. Okay, let's go. The next flight to Yak'Tel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, leg, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. And the landing is not responsible for any security breaches or any lost belongings. Blah, 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 blah. Every airport has that warning. Are we sure this thing will stay in the air all the way to Yak'Tel? Wuklamat, stop swaying about. You're making me dizzy. Aaronville, hold her hand, please. Please hold her hand. Aaronville, get back here. Are you ready? Bags packed or goodbyes said? There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I thought you were done with false bravado, Wuklamat. I'm just making sure you're not nervous. Cringe. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand just until I've settled my nerves? I'm not your babysitter, Wooklamot. Of course, maybe ask Aaronville. Maybe ask Aaronville. Yes, ask Aaronville. That stuck in the mud? He'd never let me live it down. There she is. Third promise. Wait just a moment. As if I'll let you live it down, Wooklamot. Mablu, totally, of course, of course. I'll wait as long as you need. But we have to go. Good luck. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Oh, okay. This has my interest. Is that so? You said before that it gained popularity in Yak'Tel as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right. We tracked down the elderly merchant to whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be my grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yak'Tel, to where it seems you are already bound. What luck! Then I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather there, or... Probably or. Yet another discovery to look forward to. Then again, we know he was invited to look for the Golden City, so... You're probably there looking for the Golden City. Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks. I won't let you down. I've just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Yak'Tel. Let's get going. I really hope she wins. Yak'Tel will test her mettle, without a doubt. The next Dawn Servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. True, Tobly. True. I look forward to seeing the test, and I hope it's worth it, because so far it hasn't really been.
The fierce Shepral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yak'Tel. Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named.
Ooh, pretty. I'm getting Avatar vibes.
It is here, where the Shepral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
What's the point of that port thing sticking out there if the dirigibles land on the ground?
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
And yet you climb mountains on a daily basis.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumauka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the Earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
Thank you, Aaronville. He's gonna tumble.
One time.
And it's gonna be a second time.
Is the Shabral community
feel it.
depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Well, that journey was delightful. The wind was fair, and the vessel hardly rocked at all. Then why did Wukamat have problems? I can hardly fathom how difficult travel must have been before the second promise introduced dirigibles. Can you imagine having to walk all this way? Well, considering I had to walk all over Eorzea before I unlocked, airships in around Moonpoint, yes, I can. Although this is probably a lot farther. Worry not, Kryl and I will ensure that our promise doesn't wind up at the bottom of one of those cenotes. Would it kill Aaronville to give me the benefit of the doubt, or the benefit of a second chance? Because the lady, I guess the 19-year-old, because apparently she's canonically 19 years old, the teenager who asked me to hold her hand during the flight. Oh, it's nighttime. Oh, that's nice and peaceful music. Just listen to that. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you keep someone in sight at all times. He's just doing his job as a guide. South. I imagine we'll find it on the road. I think I've seen some people on that creature. 30 yalms, no. Oh, there it is. I may want to avoid food buffs when dealing with dungeons going forward because I'm getting so much XP. It's ridiculous. 100 and... So somewhere up there? Oh. For all of Aaronville's insistence, I have yet to discover anything particularly blue about this forest. Take care not to get separated. I'd hate to lose you to this rampant undergrowth. Lee, no tumbles, thanks to cryoanalysis, but it still counts. Is that Ikbarax over there, I wonder? Looks like it. Uh-huh. Good, everyone's accounted for. Yak'Tel is up ahead. Let's be on our way. I'm gonna go after the ether current. Probably not a good idea, but I'm going after it. I mean, I'm gonna have to sooner or later. Ooh, this is pretty. Is this a fishing spot? Hang on. Switching to fisher. Hit the wrong button. Oh, and I turned around. Okay. Not certain if there's any fish to be had in these shallows, but you never know. Can you tell I'm easily distracted? Ooh, 2. That's usually a good pick. Huh. Okay. Well, one thing I can't. Yeah. Let's stay in. Whoa. Did I just sneak? No, I didn't. I'm just swimming. Okay, there's sneak. Northeast. It's gonna be up there, isn't it? And it's, oh, Autumnal Horizon. This is the place that those tomatoes came from. Yep, there it is. There's the ether current. I had a feeling it was there. Ew. That took a good chunk of my, my health. Okay, east, which is somewhere over here. Let me know if you want me to include the ether currents. Not the ether currents, the quests, the blue quests that yield ether currents in the future. I know it can be kind of boring, but and I've done it thus far, but I wouldn't want to bore you. Oh, we have another, ooh, another fishing hole. Good violin work for the music. Okay. Just so you know, I shall be very cross if you push me. You're cross every other day, Alize. Are all cenotes this deep, I wonder? So this is the cenote. This is the sort of thing Wukama fell into. Ha! I've fallen into high tide harbor enough times to be a professional diver. There's no way I'd fall into something like this on accident. Why do I get the feeling that it happened once? What's so blue about the forest? You'll see. Okay. Aaronville was not exaggerating about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Are we ready to proceed? I am eager to learn more about Ikbrax and Jabral customs. And now we're starting to get into the gear that is actually good. Ready to head on in? Yep. Will I need to use it though? And I gotta remember to attune. Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully, our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. We know to look for the Elector, Alpha now. The third promise and her retinue, I presume. You presume right? I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us at the Garden of the Stars, at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? Are we that late? Everyone? And who might that be? There's but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him. Oh, we're late. Everyone else is here.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As the Brash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people. As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise, if you would please join us.
I think good. Why do I get the feeling that Hunmuruk and Wuklamat are
Thus
related?
far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned, Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner. Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Okay, so at least there's a chance of randomness, but the question is who will Wuklamat be partnered with?
12 forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Actually, that would be a good pairing. Forcing them to work together.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red. Blue. On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red. Which means...
Oh, come on.
Together again, as fate would have it.
Victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Huh. The two who don't...
Not the one-hit.
The two that think they don't need anybody paired together, that's actually... That is a good
Listen well,
pairing.
for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Pibil.
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, both of them have.
Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
And it's called the Feat of
The
Repast.
variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenished their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along? But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future. The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques. Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
Okay, so if we screw up, there's a chance we can make it again, assuming we have enough ingredients. Okay. That's good.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk people before. What's it like, I wonder?
Is it tacos? Are we actually getting our taco moment? Are we being redeemed in the eyes of tacos? Our taco moment was crushed. Yeah, at the beginning. Is this our taco moment? The first promise and Bakul Jaja are formidable in the field, but in the kitchen, I think the odds are in our favor. I consider myself a connoisseur of all things tasty and torale. But this is the first I've heard of Shibruk Pibil. Only 2 claimants can receive keystones from this feat. Intimidating, perhaps, but irrelevant. We shall prevail. That's actually an interesting thing, that only 2 can pass. Otherwise, you're not going to win the throne. That, yeah, good way to force cooperation. Do you suppose the first promise and Bakul Jaja will wear matching aprons? I dearly hope so. The second promise will no doubt have thoughts on how best to proceed, but let us ask for his perspective. For the pairings to be thus decided, the stars align for us indeed. Of course, Ariandre would say that. As much as I would have loved to defeat you all in a high-stakes culinary battle. Oh, Pinkred, you're speaking my language. But actually, and since I am a culinarian, that would have been an interesting fight if I were to partake, but I got a feeling that only the claimants are allowed to participate in the actual cooking, of course. As much as I would have high-stakes culinary battle, I couldn't have asked for better allies. True. Can you imagine us working along? As interesting as it would be for Wuklamut's development to be paired with Bakul Jaja, this is good. We have good allies. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempts to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his scheme. Don't you mean our people? Because Kona is Tuliyoran as well. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Oh my god, here we go again. The Naruto memes are pouring through. I can hear them. I mean, optimism is nice, but you can be too optimistic. Precisely. Zikona knows. He acknowledges the optimism and the positive energy, but he keeps his expectations tempered. And not in a, primal way. You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition has a team of 6, the 2 claimants, Serelja and Bakul Jaja's lackeys. Whereas we are a team of 9. That's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the tasks suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy. Well, we mustn't be overconfident. Cryo, thank you for that cold dose of water. Lest we make a careless mistake that could have been easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Jubruk. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Jabral people. Let us gather here once we have seen what clues this village has to offer. The usual walk around and talk to people, gather answers, bring those answers together, figure out what to do next, go gather materials, come back, start cooking. Oh, I think I nearly fell in. Oh my goodness. I nearly fell in. Can't believe this. Although there is a bit of a path, and it looks like they give ramps. I guess that's the village's water supply. Ooh, gemstone trader. I may have. I think I regret having done a couple of those fates. Hey. I'm just going over here because I'm nearby. Living so deep in the forest, we are dependent upon its blessings to survive. We try to never forget the debt of gratitude we owe and strive to live in harmony with our surroundings. That's good sentiment, but not necessarily something that'll help. Ooh, is this a cooking? Wait, we have a fire pit? Hey, what fun this is. What do you mean, what fun? Whoa. The dialogue? Is there a banana? That's smoke. There's flavor text. Thank goodness I ran over here. Otherwise, I would just pick the right banana peel. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoke. Oh no, it appears I've gone and dropped my nodule. I mean, Yak'Tel banana peel. I could barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. There's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Okay, so we need these bananas. What fun this is. A banana? That smoke. So this is an ingredient that we need, given that flavor text. At first I thought he was just talking about his cooking, but now I think that what fun this is what leaving us to figure it out. Who we gonna land, sir? So much for our plan. We ought to cut our losses and head to Momok. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think he won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house camp before. How difficult could it be a second time? Harder than you think with me here. What are you looking at, salt liquor? Mind your own business. Not much of a clue. Oh, here's a, and what flavor would that be? No, knocking flat? Oh, they have a little sparring match thing? See, does Alex have any dialogue? Nope, no dialogue, just Kyle. What flavor would that be? Fastidious fellow. The recipe for Jabuk Pibil. I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Myrokos himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still Ibruk to be had at the market. Wink. Okay, so Ibruk, whatever that is another ingredient. So we have bananas, and we have... Let's see, we have bananas. Wait, where's Thancred and Oriange? No, wait, Oriange found where's Thancred? I don't see Thancred. Where's Thancred? White-hearted lady. This should be all I need. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called Akihote. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. So let's see what we have. Looks like we have some peppers, maybe cinnamon stick of some sorts, the fennel, maybe some green and red peppers, some sort of, I'm guessing, it's not brown enough to be cinnamon, but some other thing, and some seeds, okay? Interesting. Oh, there's Kona, I see. Where is Thancred? I don't see Thancred. Okay, I'm not... You may make use of the kitchens at any time. I look forward to tasting your Jabuk Pibil. Okay, I have to go stand there at the destination, but I want to find Thancred first. Ah, there's Thancred. And Arundel. Okay, good. Come with me for a moment. Why do you need Thancred? Can I fish it? Yes, I can. But I already have the, it's a part of the same reservoir thing. Oh, one. Oh, to be a new fish. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Jabuk Pibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us, or directly, yeah. However, we were still, however, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Shubruk did. But one in particular she attributed to all common Shubrul dishes. Akihote, she called it. Yep, I heard that too. I see, then if Shubruk Pibil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alphanor claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaf of a najul or banana in certain localities. It would seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? Ibruk? Ibruk, without a doubt, a sizzling slab of beef. It smelled so good I could practically taste it. The squeaky flesh of a bipedal fish. Ibruk, without a doubt. I'm gonna go with this one and see what happens there. I could practically taste it. I think you were smelling what you wanted to smell. Cattle is uncommon in Yak'Tel and unlikely to be an ingredient used in Shubrul traditional cuisine. Oh, dang it. Yeah, definitely not fish. Well, then it was Ibruk. As would be expected of a dish called Shubruk Bil. Indeed. Duh. So to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that includes akihote and steamed underground within najul or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to prepare our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forests while you all were exploring the village. Oh, that's what you two were doing. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. I leave it to a master. Leave it to a master greener. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood. Okay, that's a good reference. And I have some experience in its gathering. Alphino, you speak true, but you really need to grow beyond firewood. It's a good reference, and I'm laughing, but it's like, pity laugh. I too should be glad to volunteer mine. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk if they will perform the requisite deed. Alize gets the kill. As for the Najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find any Najul in these parts. They grow only in the Jatika heartland, forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals after all. Namachi, Myrokos, if you would accompany me on my errand. Sure. No better way to whet my appetite. Good, let us be about our tasks then. Alright then. Lemon-Tree had no specific task assigned to her, so I had her accompany me, no more, no less. Come on, let's get those Najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. I wonder if I should use these yet or no. Spice de Burr, corrupt and Najul leaves? That sounds like a winning combination to me. A history of violence. Kona has the look of a man intent on finding bananas. Let us see if there are Najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Urianger mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. See, did I attune? Yes, I did. Good, I don't have to do that. An underground oven. This must be the cook I was talking about. You were standing. Were you? Oh. She starts to do better, and then she tells you she was standing, lest we forget, right here, marveling at the banana. And Ariandre was standing right here, wondering about the smell. How could she go so forgetful? The earth here is indeed fashioned into an oven of sorts. Fascinating. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Najul leaves. For purposes other than Jibuk Pibil? Naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forests for more. Golmajik Grove is the source of the finest Najul leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I'd hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain the ingredient, then to the Yak'Tel heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Oh. Traveling there requires that you go through the Pingduk Traverse, but it has caved in. Due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there was no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? I'll need to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Jibuk Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. The Naruto vibes coming off her. Cringe. I mean, you gotta get she's enthused, but yeah. So, if there are no leaves here and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? He didn't answer that question. These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tuluyola. So perhaps there is something about Gibrok Pivil that we have yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredient. Oh, I see, like who was the first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. Hello, Autumn. And if it's Yak'Tel's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Between the Jabral and the Mamoja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Gibrok Pivil. Huh? What does steamed Gibrok have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war, the village of Ilion Asa. It lies a short distance to the east. I hope I pronounced that right. Probably Ilion Asa. The village of Ilion Asa. Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. I was told not to talk about Gibrok Pivil, the history of our people, and the important developments therein are another matter. Yeah, he was only... They were only forbidden from telling us about Gibrok Pivil. Indeed, if, oh my. So you could dive in. Or that was just a fishing pier. Everyone knows there was a war between the Mamoja and the Jabral, but I may have forgotten some of the details. Donna, care to fill us in? The village of Ilion Athol must be further east. Let us continue with haste, for all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. And there goes the combat music, ruining the vibe. Oh, is this it? Clearly looks abandoned. Oh, ether current. This place feels forgotten by time. Most ghost towns are like that. So this is the village of Ilionasa, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. Wukavu! My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Yay, Wukavu! Always good to see him. Wukavu, I didn't know you were in Yak'Tel. I was picking up lumber from Ikbrax when I heard the third promise was on her way to this site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service and so followed you here. Wukavu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the feat of reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the third promise's retinue, I presume? No, he's the second promise. For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Oh, here we go! Here we go, people! Kona! Oh, that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard? Prepare for hilariosity to ensue. Kona! As in the second promise of Piliolol? To think that I entrust the Dawn Servant's own son as some common retainer. You just insulted me as a common retainer, although I do function in that capacity, I suppose. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please take up your gun and, oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on cue. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Gibraltar Piriel, while I am forbidden by the Gibrax to divulge any information regarding its preparation. I would be happy to share with you what I know of Yak'Tel's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between Jibral and Mamorja was one of land. The Mamorja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Jibral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Jibral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well. Blessed sibling. Yeah, what's up with the blessed siblings? I mean, we know the blessed siblings are born of a union between two Mamorja of different clans, Hubigo and Abunewa specifically. You must understand, the Mamusha were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo and Buniwa and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others even as they engaged the Jabral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Buniwa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long enough that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Buniwa both, a two-headed Mamusha. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first Anta, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the Antark's rule, the newly united Mamusha became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it's best that you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. What happened here? By the 12. Oh, so he's adapted to Charlan. But fully. Ooh.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinder Field.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yoqui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes punctuated by massive slaughter.
Excuse me.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Bali Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Oh, finally we get an Echo Vision. Okay.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours. If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace.
Buff your tails and scurry off then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest. Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance?
Likely not.
You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
So this is Ketanram. He's the only Rogad in there.
You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn Servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Shabral steamed Najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn Servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Shabral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn Servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn Servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets a strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Bibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
I never imagined our father was instrumental to Shibruk Bibil's invention. I hope I've been of sufficient service to the Third Promise. Wukeva, you have done more for us in progressing through the feats than any of Wukamat's other friends. Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we are doing the same now. It's thanks to Wukeva we were able to learn this forest's history. It's twice now that he's helped us to think that we might never have met him if we hadn't thought to fix the float. True enough. The feet of our past. Ooh, we get something. I wonder what we're gonna get. Bananas still weigh heavily upon Kona's mind. Wukavu has given us valuable insight into the origins of Shibruk Bibil. However, we are still no closer to procuring the necessary Najul leaves. Unless... Tell me, was that historic feast commemorated in some fashion, with a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. There is water down there, definitely don't want to fall in. Just noticed that. But, huh. What does Kona want with a monument? There's a supply of leaves probably buried underneath here. That's why it's only speculation, but I dare to hope. Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never again raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us true. Especially one at the heart of so significant a battle. Namachi, Myrokos, would you help me search the area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. Wait, is this going to be another search thing? Or is it a click on locations? Look here, the soil has been recently overturned. Oh, we don't have to do it now. Yay! Oh, someone buried a box. Well, I would have been satisfied to find only a hint, but there they are, fresh Najoli. When Myrokos doing, I'd wager. There's a poetry in hiding them on this battlefield, given that it was central to the war they helped end. So he planned all of this from the start. Thank you again, Wukebu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well, Third Paris. Ever since I witnessed your performance at the Feat of Reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Hanuhanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. That is a good point. In my humble opinion, no one cares more for the people of Tuliolal and what they hold dear. But wait, did Zoraja complete the Feat of Reeds? It's kind of, the MSQ is taking it as he did, but what did he do? Maybe he completed it while we were doing something else? But he couldn't have. He couldn't have because he was there when we did the Feat of Gold. Should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. I know it said earlier that it took them as doing 5, but we don't know what Zoraja did to get that the Feat of Reeds keystone. I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let us return to Ikbrax. South. Okay. Here we go to the south. There are a lot of critters here. Catapults. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I think I see it. Look at that blue. Even in this dusk and nighttime environment, look. Holy moly. Huh. Okay, so the next one is somewhere down there. Yeah, somewhere down here. Ah, okay. I think I will just teleport back. Keep it simple. You have to wonder whether Wukevu is actually a historian and not a shipwright. Well, he can be a well-read shipwright. I'm glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so. I'm famished. Okay. No other dialogue. Oh no, wait. What? No new dialogue. So whenever you're ready, begin cooking. Okay. How did everyone fare? We got the natural leaves. Wukevu came along and helped us find them. Wukevu was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us an important history lesson. That Galul Jaja brought an end to centuries of warfare surprises me little, but to achieve said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest of solutions. But how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Arianche and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we needed them for, of course. Ahem. I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest had on offer. Spoken like a true expert. Erenville and I found our Ibruk, so we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunter fell down a cenote trying to catch it. Oh, Erenville, laying it on thick. What part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? I picked a good portion of local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yielded aquijote. I'm told our resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Through further inquiry, did I determine the ideal balance of spices? Then all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one among us is versed in the culinary arts. I am a culinarian. I can hardly proclaim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest to me. But what about me? And you, I hope. I recall you are an accomplished culinarian. Yes! Yes! Acknowledging that I am a culinarian. Knew it was a good idea to get that. Oh, my mouth is watering already. Yeah, my boiled eggs are to die for. Without further delay, then. And the next day.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Be quiet, Bakul Jaja. No one cares what you think.
That's a little off-putting.
Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
It's ready. Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruk Pibil.
This looks amazing!
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Jabral. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then.
He just put it in his mouth hole.
In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruk Pibil admirably.
Or was it high-quality synthesis?
Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yak'Tel's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruk Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
Oh, something's off. He didn't like the smell.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated and spiced before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But there were leaves to
But
be
the
had.
second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
It can make all the difference.
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
Ooh.
This was stupid anyway.
Uh-oh. What is Zeralja thinking? Trial? Oh no.
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
This is delicious! The brook is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najou leaf rounds out these spices is sublime. This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Are you really trying to pick a fight with the knot?
Choke on your harmony.
Come, come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
You don't have to tell me twice.
We're gonna get Shibruk Pibil as a food item.
That was
But is it a housing food item
You've
or
got
not?
real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
No. Never gonna tire.
It was palatable enough, I suppose.
Ooh, Kona's a picky eater.
To you, who have successfully performed the feat of repast, I present these keystones.
Only 1 feet left.
Why is it glowing?
Well, I should get going then.
I know I've seen a glow before, but I'm just wondering why are the keystones glowing in stone
I'm glad that
tablets?
wasn't paired with one of the others.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. I forgot something important.
Oh, what now?
Was there any shipwreck people left? Use another helping.
Oh, there are. I thought you ate it all. I mean, the plate's empty. Although I can say that this was a lot better than the last segment. I'm relieved that our dish was well received. We need to start considering how to reclaim the keystone from Bakul Jaja. Depriving the first promise of a keystone is a crucial victory indeed. One final feat remains. After this one, I hardly know what to expect. That was so good, I'm already looking forward to having Shibruk Pibil again. Here, Myrokos, Kyle made more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it. Oh, so we are getting the food. Okay. I'm thinking to buy more for the road myself. Now that the feat of our past is over, the villagers should be free to offer it to us, right? Oh, no. Oh, not. It's housing item. Knew it. Nice. New wares are now available from the Chabrol merchant in Yak'Tel. The feet of brotherhood, here we come. A father's grief, the next feat awaits. Alphino would have you on the road as soon as possible. Seeing as we now face the penultimate objective of the rite, it would be wise to travel to Mamuk and undertake the feat of the Brotherhood without delay. Wise, yes, but impossible. The T'Inbek Traverse, which connects the upper forest to the Jatika heartlands, is still impassable. Is there no other route? I'm afraid not. Work to clear the path is underway, though, so I'm hopeful we can resume our journey soon. Then let us each use this time as we see fit. We're gonna have that solo duty I predicted soon. I, for one, would like to explore the village's surroundings if Alanville would oblige me with a tour. Very well, I have no other engagement. Then I'll come with you, if only to prove that I am capable of keeping my footing. Though I shouldn't rejoice in our delay, it does afford me an opportunity to look into my grandfather's purported visit to Yak'Tel. Oh, that's right, Mablu did say something about a foreign mage coming through here decades back, didn't she? I'll come with you. Want to join us, Myrokos? Why not? Let us reconvene here after our respective diversion. As I recall, the merchant met my grandfather at a market in Yak'Tel some 20 years ago. Any who might reliably inform him, and might reliably remember him must therefore be at least middle-aged. Let us make inquiries where we can. Hey. This fellow looks promising, definitely older than I am. I hope someone in Ikbrax knows something. A foreign mage 20 years ago? Yes, I remember him. It's not often we get visitors from across the salt, let alone those traveling with infants, a baby girl as I recall. I only saw him in passing, mind. If anyone were to know more, I'd wager it would be Myrokos. He was already Zabraxrax then. A baby girl. It couldn't have been. Thank you, sir. That information is very helpful. I wonder what wares we can pick up. That bike looks interesting. What just I done? Oh, okay. Already have one, but if we want to buy more housing item stuff, yeah. Okay. But not to fear, we can get our more super people as a housing item. This may be the very lead I was hoping for. Myrokos has been Zabraxrax for over 20 years. That's before I was even born. Hello again. Do you require assistance? A foreign mage passed through Ikbrax roughly 20 years ago, possibly carrying a young child. Do you remember him? Why do you ask me this? Who is this man to you? He may have been my grandfather, and I wish to know what brought him here. Your grandfather? Not by blood, but he is family nonetheless. The foreign mage did indeed visit Ikbrax, Master Gallup. Oh boy. So far as his identity is concerned, I trust you are satisfied. More than that, however, I cannot say. Why not? I simply cannot. I beg your forgiveness and understanding. He knows something but doesn't want to talk about it, or can't. Very well, I will not press. Thank you for confirming his presence here. The rest I will discover myself. Out of more general curiosity, I have another question. They say the Yak'Tel once dwelled in these forests. Where was that exactly? General curiosity indeed. But yes. Before they withdrew to Urkopacha some 5 centuries ago, The Yak'Tel claimed Yak'Tel as their own. Many of their architectural remains can be found in the lower forests, the Jak'tika heart. And that's where they must have had their vision. Thank you. That answers much and more. I understand what it means to long for one's family, so believe me when I say that, though my position forbids me from aiding you further, I wish you nothing but success. By helping the Third Promise find the Golden City, you will surely find the answers to your questions. Speaking of which, I have a query of my own for you, Myrokos. May I request a moment of your company? Of course. Go on, we'll wait for you. Go and see what Myrokos needs. So in order to get my answers, I need to find the Golden City. Well, that was my intent from the first. I'll do everything in my power to make it happen. Thank you for obliging me. First, let us head to the cenote behind this village. It was my intention to see you off without saying anything, but Mistress Kryle's pleas has softened my resolve. As the leader of our community, I am gladdened to see that the Third Promise has surrounded herself with such compassionate and trustworthy companions. Would you tell me of her journey thus far? Is that so? It seems the rite has been a source of great learning and growth for Wuklamat. It does me well to hear that. My daughter would be about her age. I knew it, he was the father. Girls are rarely born amongst the Jabral, so when she arrived, the village was elated. Such joy. Hello, Autumn. Such joy. I felt when first I held her, and pain when I found her at the bottom of the cenote. 3 years old. An accident, it was said, but I knew better. She had been pushed. Though we never caught them, a suspicious figure was seen fleeing towards the Jak'Tika heartland, towards Mamuk. Once bitter enemies, the Mamulja and Jabral had learned to live in peace. But who could doubt the intent of such a reprehensible act? By targeting the child who would one day lead her people, the criminal sought to undermine the future of the Jabral. I was determined not to let them succeed, and so I let the memory of my daughter die in that cenote, and gave her to the care of the one person I knew who could protect. Dawn's servant, Gulul Shasha. Though she was born to lead the Jabral, fate had a greater plan for Wuklamat. Only the Dawn Servant and I know the truth, but I must now take you into my confidence for one reason. If the villain who attempted to murder my daughter was indeed of Mamuk, then rancor rancor towards the Jabral still burns. I was caught off guard once. I will not suffer the same tragedy again. And so I ask you, not as the Dawn Servant Selector, but as a father, to watch over the third promise. Defend her from her enemies that may be lurking in the shadow. Will you do this for me? So he's making the same request, basically, that Gulul Jaja made of us, more or less. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tula Yolol, but a concerned father. Yep. Suffice it to say, this conversation must remain between us. Pray breathe not a word of this to anyone. Yeah, Gulul Raja had me make a similar promise. Well, the secret's out then. Yeah, hey, who is over there? Instantly gone. Taking a stand. Hunmunruk stands quietly, his expression one of old pain. Recalling the past has rendered me emotional. I require a moment to compose myself, but please do not keep the third promise waiting. I feel better having spoken with you. My thanks. Compass detects a current of approximately 245 gallons. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Could this be up here? Yep, there it is. I wonder. Maybe she put her baby on the cooking recipe. But we can buy the housing item again if needed. Yep. It's something down there, probably. Yep, solo duty time. I had a feeling this was coming. Finished speaking with Hunmunruk, have you? What time? Okay, it's morning. Upon speaking with Wukelmat, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Yep, the words. It is the word. The dreaded words. You're back, so what did Hunmunruk want? It's alright, you don't have to say. More importantly, the Teen Vectorverse still isn't clear yet. Something about even more rocks. How curious. Then I think I'll take the opportunity to rest. All that cooking and preparing for it has worn me out. A nap does sound tempting. Eye on him. A moment, promise. You're one of Bakul Jaja's. What do you want? I've come to fetch you. You're welcome to refuse, but know that it would be most unwise. And why is that? I'm sure your salted friend has an idea. What do you think? And they say house cats don't come when called. Follow me, promise?
What is the meaning of this? And just how far do you plan on taking us?
How did none of the other villagers notice?
Bakul Jaja, you snake! If you want my keystone so badly, you'll deal with me and me alone. Leave the Elector out of this.
Is that all you think he is? Foolish kitty! This man is the reason we are here. Take a good look at him. Go on, look. Surely you recognize your real father. Don't believe us? Then ask your trusted Sellsworth. He heard it straight from the old man's mouth.
Is it true? Is Humuruk my... Your silence says it all.
Now that you understand the situation, let's see those keystones. I'll even let you fight for them. Just you and me. If that adventurer attempts to interfere, I'll kill the old man myself!
You despicable, heartless fiend! Kinsman or no, I won't stand for you taking hostages! Come on then! You wanna fight? I'll give you a fight!
Oh,
Such heroic caterwauling promise. I'm shaking. Guard our hostage well. We wouldn't want to attempt any thoughts of rescue. By the by, house cat, they've been instructed to put down Papa Dearest when you lose. Hopefully he settled his affairs.
This is her fight.
Don't worry. I'm not losing to the likes of him.
I hope not, because you haven't really proven yourself to be a strong fighter so far.
Well, what are you waiting for, you blessed bastards? It's 2 against 1. Don't tell me you're scared.
I know I didn't hear you right.
Cowards don't stand a chance against Wuklamot. You should back down before you get hurt. Don't worry, the scary adventurer won't try anything funny. Ooh. Ooh, this is the most narratively correct. This one would be most in keeping with as I'm just advising, giving advice irrespective of feelings. Don't worry, the scary adventurer won't try anything funny. I like that one.
Foreign scum! Who are you to mock me? Kill you all!
Yeah, he's scared.
Don't look away, son. I want you to watch as I tear your beloved promise to shreds!
Hey, eyes on me. The house cat, remember? I'll say it again. I'm not losing to the likes of you. I'm going to become Dawn's servant, and I will protect my people.
Okay, in this battle we play as Wuklamot. It's good that they're reminding us about the NPC trials, you know, where you played as somebody else, but I imagine that there are other rules, otherwise they wouldn't be reminding us. Through skillful combat, Wuklamot will gain the resolve she needs to unleash powerful limit breaks. Not only do these attacks deal great damage, they will recover HP, use them early and often to emerge victorious. Okay, how do I trigger them?
Come, you mangy house cat, so I can rip you to pieces.
Whoa!
I'll cut you to shreds!
Wait, is that limit break? What?
Be more than enough for me.
What's that? What was that?
I'll make you eat dirt.
Oh no, damn it. Too vulnerable.
No more tricks, Bakul Chaja. We're settling this here and now.
Still playing the part of the brave warrior?
What was this supposed to press? Where's the limit break? Okay, there we go.
This rite has taught me so much. About my nation, my people, and myself.
Using poison and faint fire. Oh, dang it. Okay, should've. Hang on. Oh, need to get past that. Ooh.
How do you like this? Kitty.
Dang it. Dang it. Okay. Don't get hit by the bones. I would try it on normal, but let's get back. But I'm not. I'm lazy. We've already seen this. Let's get to it. I still don't understand the limit break issue, because the limit break I think only popped once. So they say use it early, use it often, and it never pops. I don't understand that.
Come, you mangy house cat, so I can rip you to pieces. I'll cut you to shreds.
There was no limit break! That should have been limit break.
I'll make you eat dirt.
No, not there! Well, at least I'm not in...
No more tricks, Bakul Chacha.
Come on.
We're selling this here and now.
Still playing the part of the brave warrior?
No limit break? Really? For something that's supposed to have limit break, why is the limit break button there if it never works? I am really getting...
It's no longer amusing me, brother.
This rite has taught me so much. About my nation, my people, and myself.
Okay.
Can't keep up.
How do you like this? Kitty.
Okay, that was... Yeah, that picked the hotel. No limit break? For real?
Understand what it means to live in peace.
Actually?
To greet each day in safety and happiness.
It's time we finished. This is the end for you, kitten.
Why am I... come on! Just give me the limit break already!
Know your place.
What? Why? No!
Not enough to claim the title of Dawn's servant. I must carry on Papa's legacy. His love for our people.
Flea-ridden upstart! Why won't you die? Fine! I'll show you the true power of the blessed!
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last.
Okay.
That's why there's no way I'll ever lose to the light of you.
What? But that was everything I had! I can't stand it anymore! Attack! This is our fight! Stay out of it! You bring shame upon us! You think we care about your stupid pride? This is for Mamuk! We cannot lose!
Oh, the great Bakul Jaja needs help, I see. Send your whole army. You still won't win. I will prove that my allies are right to believe in me.
Such confidence! Changed. She wasn't like this before!
Yeah, there we go. I wish that limit break would pop a little bit more, but at least it's done. Do you get any of the keystones other than one?
I reclaim what you stole.
No. How can this be?
How could that puny house cat beat all of us?
You've caused nothing but trouble with your dirty tricks. Threatening the Hanuhanu, releasing Valyarmanda, harassing me is one thing, but you've endangered too many innocents. No more, Bakul Jaja. I will not stand for it. If you even think of tormenting my people again, you will answer to me.
Her resolve has changed.
No. No.
Hmm?
And he goes and forgets he had the way blocked.
Figures.
What? That was his doing?
The only part left in the saga is the Lay of the Brotherhood in Mamuk. The plan was to force you here so we could take the rest of your keystones.
So that's what he was up to. But, should you be telling us this?
What does it matter? You've beaten us. It's over. We'll release the hostage.
I'm sorry. I was careless.
Are you alright? So what Bakul Jaja said about you and me...
But to single-handedly defeat Bakul Jaja, you truly are the Dawn Servant's daughter. It has been my honor to bear witness to your journey. Promise.
Promise. Yes. That's what I am. I'm Kulul Jaja's daughter, and Tuli Hyolal's next Dawn servant. Come on. Let's rejoin the others.
The twins ran me from one end of the Utomo horizon to the other, asking about everything of remote interest along the way. For as weathered as our promise looked, she's positively glowing with confidence. What in the world happened? Arundel's tour was both educational and exciting. I hope we can persuade him to conduct another in the lower forests. Did something happen while we were away? There's a certain satisfied air about you. Seems we were last to return. I'm glad everyone made it back safely. Thank you for having faith in me, keeping out of the fight, even when it got dirty. Couldn't have been easy for you, but Bakul Jaja won't be the last person to threaten those I care about. I wanted to prove to myself that I can stand up to such villains, even when I stand alone. That is a good lesson to learn. Which isn't to say I won't ask for your help when I need it, of course. I know better than that now. Earlier in the second Promises camp.
The passage to Mamuk remains blocked. For now, all we can do is try to rest and recover. Perhaps with a meal, as my sister would no doubt suggest. Shall we borrow the kitchens and prepare some Shibruk Bibil?
So thou hast taken a liking to the dish. As we learn to appreciate the unfamiliar, 'tis only natural that we develop new affinities. There is no shame in this.
But there is in ignorance. I had barely considered what the people of Tuli Yolal hold dear. What hopes they harbor for the future. Our nation is built upon the bonds that Father forged during his journey across Tural. But so single-minded have I been in my advocacy of foreign innovations that I fail to understand my own people. Could someone who struggles to connect with the populace ever make a worthy Dawn servant?
To understand and connect with people is by no means easy. But there is something you can do to pave the way. Let them see you for who you really are. What makes you laugh and cry and rage. That sort of honesty is the first step towards mutual understanding and connection.
Understanding begets fellowship, as my father said. And yet, what you suggest does not come naturally to me.
I, too, have found it difficult to speak from the heart. In thy struggles, I see mine own, painful in their familiarity. Yet frightening though it may feel, if we are to move forward, we must indeed take that first step. Dispense with pretense, and simply be.
Do you remember when you first approached us, and we asked you why you wanted to become Dawn Servant? You said you wished to use the knowledge you acquired in Sharlayan for your country, and in doing so repay your father for the opportunities he afforded you. What won me over was not your ambition, but your motivation. So let your people know this. And in time, they'll come to support you as we do. You can't hide behind that stoicism forever.
Very well then. I will make a greater effort to be myself. By not being my usual self so much.
Huh. Did something okay, yeah, we already... No new dialogue. Into the Traverse. Uklamat wishes to know how traversable the T-Inbeck Traverse is. So what's the state of the T-Inbeck Traverse? Still being cleared, I'd assumed. Rook said he would notify us as soon as work was done. Then perhaps now would be a good time to consider how we might reclaim Wokamat's stolen keystone. The next fate will be our last, after all. Already got it back. Oh, I already got it back, yep. What? When? Just now. Not to mention how. This is Bakul Jaja we're talking about. Yeah, he challenged her to single combat. She won. End of story. So I taught him a lesson and took my keystone back. You bested Bakul Jaja in single combat. Bravo! What can I say? I've had good friends to encourage and cheer me on. There you are. Our excavators have contacted me with news of their success. The T-Inbeck Traverse is now safe for travel. Then we finally can make for Mamuk. Come to think of it, isn't it Bakul Jaja's home? We can only hope its residents don't share his winning personality. If it is indeed the city where Captain Ram first met the Dawn Servants, surely some civility awaits us. I would not be so certain. It is true that the Dawn Servant received Captain Ram in Mamuk, and was instrumental in the establishment of friendly relations between Gibraltar. It is true Dawn Servant received Captain Ram in Mamuk and was instrumental in the establishment of friendly relations between Gibraltar and Mimolja. But since that time, most of the Mimolja who supported his peace have left their city in favor of abiding in the capital. What remains is the cloister of Mamuk, and while these traditionalists do not take up arms against us, neither do they bear great love for outsiders. Whatever they're like, the people of Mamuk are also of Tuliyolo, and if I'm to be Dawn Servant, it's my job to know them first of all. Well, we'll be on our way then. I'm glad I could learn about where I came from and eat so much jibuk we peeled besides. Thank you for everything, Hunmunruk. Until next time, take care. First we make our way to the Zorbit Cinderfield due southeast. How you have grown indeed. Okay, with that, unfortunately something's come up, so I'm going to have to call it quits here for now. If you liked what you saw at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bell. I'll let you know the next time whether or not I'll do the ether current quests on stream or not. Probably not, because they can be a little tedious. They may have a good little story here and there, but they also can be tedious. Until then, see you anon, friends.